After Benjamin Šeško, Manchester United are wasting no time. Their next major target, Carlos Baleba, one of the most sought-after young midfielders in Europe right now. The Red Devils have already opened lines of communication with Brighton and Hove Albion through intermediaries, exploring what it might take to bring the 21-year-old Cameroonian to Old Trafford. Baleba still has 3 years left on his contract, which runs until 2028, with an option to extend for a further 12 months. Brighton have no intention of letting him go this summer, and that's exactly why there's been so little noise about his future, because every major club knows Baleba is a next summer kind of deal. But that hasn't stopped United from trying. So here's the big question. How can Manchester United afford to splash the cash on Šeško, potentially spend £70 million or more on Baleba, and still stay within financial regulations? We often think of transfers as straightforward. A player signs, the club announces it, and fans celebrate. But behind every transfer lies a financial chess match, full of timing, maneuvering, and strategy that most people never see. Take the case of Matheus Cunha. On the surface, United made his signing official in July. But in reality, all the legal paperwork, the contract, invoices, payment terms, was completed before June 30th, 2025. Why? Simple. To make sure the transfer is counted in the 2024-25 financial year, not the new season. It's a clever trick, and one that shows how modern clubs navigate the complex world of profit and sustainability rules, PSR. Under these regulations, Premier League teams must manage their spending over a rolling 3-year period. Major expenses like transfers get amortized over the length of the player's contract. That means timing is everything. What United essentially did with Cunha is the footballing equivalent of buying an expensive toy on December 31st and writing the receipt for the previous year, a classic accounting move to lower the current year's burden. By backdating Cunha's deal, United have freed up room to spend this summer, and they'll need it. With Šeško already in the bag and Baleba firmly on the radar, this is shaping up to be an ambitious window. But they've done so while still holding on to players like Jadon Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho, and Antony, who haven't been sold yet. If Cunha's deal had hit the 2025-26 books, it could have seriously restricted their flexibility under PSR. But this smart financial juggling keeps them within the rules, while still letting them act like a club ready to rebuild and compete. In today's game, football finance is no longer just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's a form of art. Every deal is a calculation, a strategic move. United, once seen as serial overspenders, are now showing signs of a more disciplined and savvy approach. At the very least, they're learning how to buy at the right time and avoid weighing down their current balance sheet. Due to recent changes in club accounting policies and updated credit limits, United now have more room to maneuver in this summer's market. But that doesn't mean a second major signing is guaranteed, especially after Šeško. Unless United pull off a few high-value sales in the coming weeks, bringing in both a new striker and a top-tier defensive midfielder might prove unrealistic. And make no mistake, that number 6 role is a top priority. From the very start, Ruben Amorim made it clear. He wants a dynamic, ball-winning midfielder, a player who can anchor the midfield with energy and tactical intelligence. Right now, he has Casemiro, Manuel Ugarte, and Toby Collier at his disposal. Bruno Fernandes and Kobbie Mainoo can drop deeper into midfield roles when needed, especially in Amorim's 3-4-3 system. But there are questions about depth and succession. Casemiro is 33 and entering the final year of his contract. Collier, at 21, is expected to go out on loan this summer, as previously reported by The Athletic. That leaves a gap, and Baleba fits it perfectly. Strong, mobile, press-resistant, and still just 21, he has the attributes United desperately need. He may not come cheap, but if United are serious about reshaping their identity under Amorim, Carlos Baleba is more than a target. He's a statement. Carlos Baleba joined Brighton in the summer of 2023 from Lille in a deal worth close to £26 million, including performance-based add-ons. Since arriving in the Premier League, the Cameroonian international has quietly made his mark as one of the league's most promising young midfielders. Last season, he made 40 appearances across all competitions, scoring 4 goals and providing 2 assists. He's also earned 7 caps for the Cameroon national team. But what makes Baleba so highly rated? Brighton brought him in with the hope that he would become the long-term replacement for Moises Caicedo. 2 seasons later, that bet is paying off. Baleba has evolved into one of the most complete defensive midfielders in England. He's the kind of player who always plays on the front foot, energetic, aggressive, constantly pressing in the middle of the pitch, and winning the ball before the opposition can even think about building an attack. But he's not just a ball winner. At Brighton, he's become the launch pad from midfield. According to Opta analyst, Baleba averages 6.5 successful ball recoveries per 90 minutes, ranking among the best in the league. He also completes 62% of his long passes, effectively breaking through defensive lines. These aren't just raw numbers, they're proof that Baleba is a complete midfielder. He can break up play, distribute the ball, and ignite attacks. What sets him apart is his timing. His tackles are clean, precise, and well-read. He understands space and anticipation like a seasoned veteran, constantly intercepting passes and kick-starting Brighton's transitions. Baleba also brings something intangible, a relentless spirit. For him, every game is a battle. Raised in Cameroon, where he trained using tire rims in front of his house, he plays with the hunger of someone who has clawed his way to the top. Brighton head coach Fabian Hürseler praised him for his physical presence and technical quality, especially after Baleba returned from injury and played a pivotal role in their comeback win over Chelsea. Even in defensive situations where Brighton are caught off guard, Baleba steps up. When his team loses the ball and needs to retreat, he's often the first to track back, chase down attackers, and recover possession. On the ball, Baleba keeps things simple. He prioritizes control and rhythm over risky passes, though he isn't afraid to switch play with sweeping long balls. While he's not the centerpiece of Brighton's attacking play, his contributions are a valuable bonus. And when it comes to press resistance, Baleba is a gem. Analysts rave about his ability to stay composed under pressure and carry the ball forward, a skill on full display in Brighton's victory over Manchester City, where he coolly navigated pressure from world-class midfielders like Kevin De Bruyne and Mateo Kovacic. In Ruben Amorim's 3-4-3 system, midfielders need to do more than defend. They must control tempo, cover ground, and trigger transitions. Right now, Casemiro is aging, Ugarte lacks final third impact, and Toby Collier could be heading out on loan. Baleba, by contrast, offers the full package. He's capable of dictating the pace of a match, acting as the midfield metronome, while also driving the team forward. His statistical excellence, tactical intelligence, and versatility make him more than just a defensive midfielder. He's a tactical chess piece, potentially a future symbol of the new Manchester United under Amorim. Earlier this summer, headlines were filled with concerns about United's finances. The club had missed out on Champions League qualification, posted a £70 million operating loss, and was hit with a further £10 million penalty for falling short of sponsorship performance clauses. Whispers grew louder. United were broke, Amorim would be operating on a shoestring budget, and the transfer war chest was limited to around £100 million, contingent on sales. But then United began to move, quietly, cleverly. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos injected a further £79 million into the club, bringing their total investment to £237 million and increasing their stake to nearly 29%. Notably, this cash wasn't for transfers. It was allocated for long-term infrastructure upgrades. Yet on the footballing front, United began to act with uncharacteristic boldness. £62.5 million for Matheus Cunha, £65 million for Brian Mbeumo, and a massive £75 million bid for Benjamin Šeško. All this, despite their supposed financial struggles. Behind the scenes, the club made strategic cuts, over 200 staff layoffs, saving £20 million in wages in just one quarter. They also avoided bonuses by not qualifying for the Champions League. freeing up more room for strategic reinvestment. And in the intense transfer tug-of-war for Šeško, United went head-to-head with Newcastle United, a club with Champions League football and the financial muscle of a sovereign wealth fund. But United didn't blink. Because in modern football, success in the market isn't just about money or trophies. It's about brand, vision, long-term planning, and knowing how to move the pieces when it matters most. Manchester United didn't just spend, they outplayed. With a poker face and meticulous strategy, they set traps, timed bids, and forced rivals into uncomfortable positions. It might not look flashy, but this version of United, silent, calculated, and ruthlessly efficient, is perhaps the most intriguing one we've seen in years.